Dr. Eli Karam in the studio with me as we roll forward here on 84 WHAS. He is a marriage and family therapist. You've heard it all over the years, haven't you, young man?
Oh, I've heard a lot in the last decade.
You're still a young man, but you've heard plenty in 10 years.
That's right.
Of this business.
You'd be surprised, yes, what people will tell you in the privacy and confidentiality of my room.
Indeed. How many years have you been married?
I have been married going on 7 years.
And you're a father of two?
Two, boy and a girl.
How's your baby?
She is doing well, sleeping through the night now. So that, I'm just you'd be surprised what a couple extra hours of sleep will do all around. It's great.
It's got to be good for everybody. And guys, remember, when the baby gets there, it's everybody's responsibility to pitch in.
That's right. But, people, they kind of kid themselves and they think, well, we got this great bond, we got this thing going before the baby. But even the best couples, right, there's this dip in relationship satisfaction, certainly in sexual satisfaction after a baby. So one of the things I do is just provide couples this information so they don't catastrophize, they don't freak out. Of course, these things are going to change after you have a baby. So just preventative information is really important for some couples.
Well, it's so nice to like on the Friends TV show or the Seinfeld shows that we all saw, what we still see on TV every night, and they glorify a life of just, hey, where do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? It's like, that isn't reality.
No, it's not.
It's great if you're 60 years old and you're a narcissist, and it's great that you didn't get married if that's your mentality, because reality doesn't work that way.
Exactly. Relationships are hard work, married or not. If you're in a committed relationship for a long time, and if it's a good one, you're probably working at it each day.
That's important that you talk every week, too, isn't it? I mean, well, he's busy working, and I'm busy working, and so on Friday night, we'll get together. Oh, I'm too tired.
Yeah, man.
We were too tired. I'll see you tomorrow.
Right. It's not the big trips or the nice presents. I mean, those are great, don't get me wrong, but all the research and clinical wisdom say the same thing. It's these moments of connection. They've boiled it down to almost a magic 15 minutes a day. It's before you leave in the morning, and it's reunion when you get back. It's just checking in with your partner, the what's up doc question, knowing what's going on with your partner, and that's the difference between, growing apart and then growing together.
And not giving a stock answer either. Howard, fine. I'm fine. Just flesh it out a little bit.
That's right. Know what's going on.
Give some details and let him or her know if something's awry or something's making you upset.
Right. And you have to prioritize that time. You're right. This idea that you see glamorized, or when you don't have kids or other responsibilities, it doesn't happen. You have to, I call it protected time. You have to purposely block out that time so that nothing gets in the way. No work, no friends, no cell phones, no kids, no other demands. It's purposeful. And that's what couples do in the initial infatuation phase anyway. But as the relationship gets on and life gets in the way, you have to work harder at that. And that's just really important for people to hear. Oh, we need to have protected time. We need to have a date night. Of course you do.
Money, sex, sports. We'll get to all three of those topics in a minute here on 84 WHAS.
Station near you. 84 WHAS.
Dr. Eli Karam's in the studio, marriage and family therapist, U of Kent School of Social Work, and appears here every couple of weeks on the radio with me on 84 WHS. You can also see him on TV on WBKI Mondays at 10 o'clock. Hey, Eli, one of those trapped miners in Chile? Turns out he's got a mistress. Uh-oh. Hello.
Uh-oh.
Now he wants to stay down in there.
Yeah, I don't want to come out of the hole, right?
His wife and his mistress, well, obviously they're squabbling. If you're having an affair, let's talk to guys that are listening to us right now. If you're having an affair, what say you, Dr. Eli, about putting this in its proper place?
Right. Well, I don't think, generally I'm a pretty liberal guy, Terry, and even if it doesn't float my boat in my personal life, as long as it does no harm, I'm okay with it. But it's some type of infidelity. There's almost never any good that can come out of it. It's hurtful. Affects, you think an affair of two people, but infidelity affects so multiple people, their families, their children, so it's no good. And if you're in one, you got to ask yourself, why are you in one? And some men and women too, people just think, oh, affair is a man thing. No, it takes two to tango, and just as many women as men have affairs. It's a myth that people think it's more men than women. But this idea that you need to really ask yourself what you're missing in your relationship. Some men have this kind of split self, compartmentalized life where they're in love with the person they have the affair, and they've kind of blocked that off. But they also love their wife and their primary family, and those are the scary types. And there's other men that are just kind of the repeat offender, philandering type, and then some still that it's an accidental infidelity, meaning it's a one-time thing. It's not representative of their normal character, and it's usually alcohol-driven. But it's not good anyway.
If you want to end it, somebody's driving home right now, and they've been in some sort of mess, and they're embarrassed, they're humiliated, and they're thinking, oh my God, this is going to happen. It's going to be horrible. I'll just hold off the storm as long as I can. How do you break the news?
Right. Well, you have to be honest. No matter how hurtful it is, I think you always have a better chance of repairing.
Do you do it at home? Do you do it in public? I mean, do you do it in a restaurant? I mean, where do you tell her, honey, I got news for you?
Right.
Do it in the morning? Do it at night?
Well, I think you need to do it in a place where you can be completely honest. And sometimes for people that is the privacy of their own home at the risk, the good thing about a public place is it prevents the other person from getting too out of control. But sometimes
not always.
Right, not always. Yeah, we've all seen that. And sometimes it can feel like a setup to the other person. But you have to tell them. And I'd say it's always a better chance of saving the relationship if you come forth versus you're caught, which is never a good, obviously, never a good way.
Because then they think you've done it 14 times.
Right. Or they feel like you would have kept doing it, but the only reason you told them is because you got caught. And then some people deny, even if the evidence is there. And it is a special person. I work with a lot of couples, and generally if they make it to my office, they're capable of forgiving. But some people, they'll say before they get married, if you ever do this to me, it's over. Don't even think about it. I don't care if we have kids or we have anything else. Other people, they are able to forgive, and I think that's an amazing thing. And I wouldn't do the work I do with couples if I didn't think forgiveness was possible. But yeah, best, it's another thing you want to ask before if you deepen your commitment in marriage, you want to know if they have that in their history, because the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior in that area.
Is it easier to forgive emotional cheating versus sexual cheating?
Stereotypically men get more hurt by physical cheating, sexual affairs, and women are more affected by emotional affairs. But I think they're both equally damaging. And those are those hardest ones, as I said, those split self affairs where you're in love and you have a sexual relationship with somebody else and you're still connected to your primary relationship.
We're going to run out of time here. Money. You've fallen in love with somebody. You're going to make it permanent in whatever capacity, even if it's not going to be a marriage. It's going to be you're committed. She or he has a lot of debt.
Yeah.
Do you resolve that before you say, "Hey, we can't move forward"? You got to take care of this mess you have. This fire you already started.
Depends what kind of person you are. You can be really matched in all these other areas like we were talking about in the last segment, but you might have a different debt tolerance. Some people, they have a large capacity for debt. They'll make it up, whatever. They're used to carrying it. They grew up that way, so they have a large debt tolerance. You should find someone else that probably has a similar debt tolerance, because if you find someone that pays their credit card off every month, that has no bills, or that has no loans, it's probably not going to do great in the relationship. And that's a talk you have to have. If you're coming in with a lot of debt, credit card debt, school loans, that's a talk. If you're in a committed relationship, do you take on that debt if you're the partner, or do you keep it separate? That is a dialogue you have to have before you get married or deepen that commitment. And are you a spender versus a saver? These are huge things. You might love the same activities, you might be the same religion, all these other things, all this compatibility, but differences around money will be stirred up as soon as you get married. Do you merge all your money, or do you keep it separate? I know lots of married couples that I do work with, and they still have separate accounts. Other people, they put it all in the same pot. Those are discussions that
Does that mean anything different for the people that have separate accounts? Well, I don't really trust her. Does it mean anything, or is it if everybody's comfortable with it, you're okay?
And it could be, too, if this is your second marriage, or if one person enters the marriage with a lot more than the other person. I was really young when I got married, so I didn't have much, so we were putting everything in the same pot. But I think it depends on the person, and also, but I think the rule of thumb here is be able to show your partner what you have. Now online it's pretty easy. You can pull up everything, all your debt, your accounts, your investments, and if you're hiding some, that's no good. Whether it's in a separate account or not, I look for this transparency. If you can tell your partner what you got and what you owe and be okay with that, I think that's a good sign.
Last 30 seconds. Football season's here.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's hard on marriages, isn't it?
So hard on marriages because, it could be a house divided here. Some people, people coming this week, and one's wearing their red, one's wearing their blue. That's intense. I grew up here, but still, people have a hard time with that. And also the time commitment to really follow football. You got your Saturday, your college, your pros on Sunday, and a partner. Again, stereotypically, the woman, she wants time with her husband. And if he's taken up 2 days, the whole weekend, she's waited all week, she doesn't having this protected time with him, she's going to get pretty resentful pretty quick. So you have to have that dialogue about how much time we're going to spend on football season and where's our protected time going to be fitting in around there. Because if you go the next 3 months, you don't make any time for your partner, you might love your cards or your cats. You're not going to be very happy in your relationship.
Yeah, hey, Newt Rockney, forget the fantasy football. How about fantasizing about me?
That's right.
Eli Karam, marriage and family therapist from University of Louisville, Kent School of Social Work. He's online at elikaram.com. Karam spelled